Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark from the United States.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mark from the States. How are we doing today? I am doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate everybody coming to hang out with me. I got this big fake couch here. Come sit with me. Let's watch something. Let's learn something. Let's see something that maybe we've never seen before, or hear something that we've never heard before. Who knows? Come with me and let's watch this today. I've got two links below. Today, we're going to see the prettiest towns in Kent. This is from Alex in Great Britain. Look, we've done several of his videos of this series, the prettiest towns of X. So I know a lot of you have enjoyed these like I have. Of course, I'm seeing a lot of these places for the very first time. What I love is in the comments, people are saying, I live there, I used to live there, I drive by there, and they give me a little bit more history, a little bit more information, and it's just been wonderful. And, there's something about when your hometown or home county in this instance brings out like a little some pride or some like nostalgia. Yeah. I encourage you to come with me today. We look at the top 10 prettiest towns of Kent. Alex in Britain, great channel. Yes, I have two links below. One to his channel and one to this video, which I encourage you to go watch first. And then you can come back and give me context for the things I'm going to miss. I'm going to go right over this bald nugget that I have on my shoulders for sure. So I encourage you, I beg you, I can't stress enough how much we need to go over and support the original content creator. If you have one like, one subscription to give today, please, not on our channel, go give it to Alex on his channel. He has been gracious enough to allow us to watch these videos and to see and learn from. So please get over there, support the original content creator. Okay, with that said, as you know, tomorrow morning I leave for Mexico. We are going to a resort, Puerto Nuevo, I believe it's what it's called. Nueva, maybe? It's Puerto Vallarta, apparently, and it's like the new part of it. I don't know. It's an all-inclusive hotel. Going with a good group of friends. Some we haven't seen in a long time, so it'll be fun to reconnect. And I'll do some shorts while I'm down there to kind of show you what the place looks like and all that business as I do. They won't be great, but yeah, you'll get an idea of what we're doing down there. So keep tuned, I guess. Stay tuned. Keep an eye out for something like that. I don't know. I'll be doing some of those shorts, so yes, look for those in the next couple days. But I won't be doing any videos until I get back, which will probably be the latter part of next week. And so this will be our last video before we go. Okay, with all that said, I hope everybody is doing wonderful today. You're all just amazing people. Let me jump out. Yeah, I'm in this little box here. Okay, yes. This is the top 10 prettiest towns in Kent. Let's see how many of these towns I have heard of. I love this series. It's just being able to see these places, seeing how a lot, and I'm sure I'll make the comment like I normally do, and you're probably tired of me saying it. A lot of these places look similar. They all have, the high street and very similar architecture in some of the places, but they all have their own unique charm and characteristics that sets them apart. I just love seeing places I've never seen before. So I've just really have dug this channel and this series of videos that we do from him, and I'm just very, very blessed that he's allowed us to learn from them. Okay, we ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's do it.
On the southeastern corner of England is the county of Kent.
Oh, sorry. God, Morty. I wanted to know where Kent
On the
was.
southeastern
Right down there. Okay. This is where we're at down here. This is that's London, yes? I'm assuming that's what he means by with the dot right there. So Kent. Okay, it's a pretty good sized county too. Okay. Here we
corner
go.
of England is the county of Kent. This county and former kingdom is home to many fine towns. But
Former
what are its
kingdom.
prettiest? To establish this, I've visited them all personally, and my conclusions are presented to you in this top 10 list. As per the rules of this series of videos, cities are included for consideration, though villages are not, as there are just too many of them. And having sifted through over 40 towns, I can promise you there's no filler content in Kent. There may even be a last-minute curveball. Anyway, let's get straight to it. Number 10. We start off with a town you can't reach by train, but can reach by London bus, the town of Westerham. To be clear, Westerham is not part of London at all, and neither are any of the following entries. It just so happens that the London buses occasionally venture outside of the boundaries of the capital. This makes Westerham all the more impressive, as when approaching from Bromley, the shift from late Victorian railway era architecture to Georgian stagecoach era architecture is pretty much instantaneous. While a statue of 18th century war hero James Wolfe watches over the market square from Westerham Green,
James
other
Wolfe.
past residents speak to the pedigree of the town, which include William Pitt the Younger and Winston Churchill.
I was going to
All in all,
say.
here's a town that may leave you feeling disoriented when you remember you're just half a mile away from the M25. Number 9.
Westerham. I think I've heard of this. Um, just like here, the Tudor style. You know, I love my Tudor architecture. Seems like a quiet place, I should say. But yeah, I do believe I've heard of Westerham.
Our next entry is a mere 5 miles to the south, and another one that seems out of place this close to the urban sprawl of London, Edenbridge. Here's a town whose centre is comprised almost entirely from one single street, and that street just so happens to feature a handful of fine 15th century timber framed buildings, among others, while in the vicinity is the Grade 1 listed Church of St. Peter and St. Paul.
Y'all know my fascination with these old church cemeteries, right? I would love to just be able to walk through. It sounds kind of macabre in a way, but I would love to just walk through the cemetery, read the headstones, and just the history that just oozes out of the ground. Yeah, sorry, that's kind of an odd image, but very cool.
With Norman origins. And with 2 railway stations, it's honestly baffling how this town of around 8,000 residents hasn't been given, shall we say, the Croydon treatment. Not that I'm complaining. Number 8. Next is the market town fondly referred to as the Jewel of the Weald, Tenterden. With the rolling hills of the Weald for a backdrop, this town boasts a fair bit of nature of its own.
What's the Weald? Is that just the name of the hills? The Jewel of the Weald, Tenterden. No. So we're really close to London, is how I'm understanding this.
With trees lining a good portion of the wide high street. Architecturally, the main focal point is St Mildred's Church, featuring a 15th century tower harking back to a time when Tenterden was prospering due to the wool trade. The tower's 4 pinnacles dominate the skyline from multiple angles. Meanwhile, the remaining architecture plays the perfect supporting role in not getting in its way, a concept that's seemingly lost on all post-Second World War architects, for whatever reason. Number 7. Here's a town that's about as posh as it sounds, Royal Tunbridge Wells. Whilst the royal prefix is often dropped in everyday use, the town still reflects some of the grandeur that led to Edward VII giving it said prefix in the first place.
I love
This is
it.
demonstrated most clearly on its most famous street, the Pantiles. It was this street
Pantiles.
that became the epicenter of the 17th century spa town that emerged following the discovery of the spring that brought the high society here in their droves. Now, if every street in Tunbridge Wells looked like this, it'd be a contender for the number 1 spot. The problem is, they don't. In fact, the town looks more like 2 towns stitched together. The part north of the station is not without its charm, but let down significantly by what appears to be a construction site in the very centre that's been that way for several years. I won't subject you to a visual, but suffice it to say, the Pantiles can only go so far in carrying Tunbridge Wells aesthetically.
Hmm.
Number 6. Now to one of the most isolated towns in Kent, on account of the railway lines all giving it a wide berth, Cranbrook. Whilst not the
Cranbrook.
most famous town in the county by any stretch, Cranbrook was a major player in the cloth trade during the medieval era. Many of the buildings in the town are in fact medieval in origin,
Oh, I
though you
like
might not
that.
necessarily think it to look at them. This is due to the strange Georgian aversion to exposed timber frames, accounting for much of the unusual cladding seen on several buildings here. The Grade 1 listed Church of
Oh,
St Dunstan dates back to the 13th century,
look at
but an
that.
architectural
Whew.
highlight that arguably steals the show is this Regency era windmill, giving the town that extra flair of character.
Makes me think of that Thaxted video um, with the windmill. That's cool.
Number 5. And here's another small town that's managed thus far to escape fame. About 5 miles west of the county town of Maidstone is where you'll find West Malling. This is a town brimming with historic buildings of all kinds, from medieval timber-framed cottages to Georgian dwellings adorned with ivy, and even a Norman tower whose original purpose remains a mystery.
Oh,
And if that wasn't enough, it even features an ornamental waterfall outside an abbey that was painted in the 18th century by a certain Mr. Turner, a fitting seal of approval.
M.W. Turner? C.W. Turner? That's the one with, I think we did, his is the most famous painting of all time or something. It's of the ship coming into the harbor. Oh, what is that painting called? You'll have to remind me. I can't remember, but I do remember watching a video on it. It's like initials Turner, right? It's M.W. Turner, W.M. Turner. For some reason, those are sticking. I can't remember.
For a town that some might say is a work of art in itself. Number 4.
I love it.
So now we go from a town that very few have heard of to a town whose name is known to pretty much everyone on the planet. Where else but Sandwich? So the town's name became part
Oh my gosh, look at those buildings. They're just bulging. They look like they're just going to fall over and fall down. Oh, that's so cool. You don't realize, and I know a lot of you are like, why is he so hung up on that sort of thing? I don't see that here. This is all just stuff we've seen in movies or videos. But this is before I started watching these videos. But you see these buildings and you're like, there's no way those actually are real. You know, it's just, they're just cool. And I just cannot wait to see them in person. You know? Sandwich. Lord and Lady Sandwich. That reminds, it's an old SNL skit. That's awesome. I'm not sure if I knew there was even a place called Sandwich. but I am so grateful there is a place called Sandwich.
The global lexicon after the 4th Earl of Sandwich asked for some meat between 2 slices of bread, as he was averse to leaving the card table in the middle of a game. Well, that's how the legend goes, at least. As far
Legend.
as the history of the town itself goes, well, you could say there's a lot to digest. During the medieval era, this was one of the cinque ports, or five harbours translated from Old French, alluding to England's Norman past. As such, it provided naval vessels to the
Oh, very
crown,
cool.
and in return it received trading privileges and tax exemptions. Adding into the mix an influx of Flemish weavers in the 17th century, and you have this well-preserved town, harking back to eras gone by. You could say there's plenty to sink your teeth into as you loaf around the town. Okay, I'm done. Number 3. Next up is a city in everything but name. Courtesy of some bureaucratic incompetence in the 90s, we have the ancient cathedral town of Rochester. The first
Rochester.
sight to greet you when visiting
Whoa,
Rochester is
that is very cool. I mean, even this shot right here of this, is this their high street? That is impressive. That looks so fun. And just this right here. And now, of course, we have a Rochester, New York. I assume that's where we stole the name from. That is cool.
England's tallest medieval stone keep, and the Norman Cathedral just opposite the castle speaks to the ludicrous nature of Rochester's lack of city status since 1998. As for the rest of the town, well,
It's not a
Charles Dickens
city.
spent his latter years in Rochester. A number of buildings here were featured in his novels, particularly his final unfinished work, The Mystery of Edwin Drood, which is set in Cloisterham, a thinly veiled Dickensian equivalent of Rochester.
Hmm.
All of which makes for the perfect backdrop of the twice yearly
I'm sorry, this video has just been me pausing. I apologize. Maverick Ladies Lounge at the Bull Hotel there. I wonder what that's about. Is it like a salon, maybe? I don't know, but I love it. Maverick Ladies Lounge. Very cool.
Rochester Dickens Festival, even if it has become a tale of no cities.
Oh,
Number
wah
2.
wah.
Speaking of which, there is one remaining city in Kent, and here's where I put my head above the parapet and award the
Oh.
runner-up spot to Canterbury.
Oh,
Now, there are very
of course. Canterbury. And you look in the background here. At first, I didn't really notice it because of the way the lighting is, but yeah, of course, Canterbury. You know, with the county Kent, I hear of it a lot. I hear a lot of people mention Kent. I'm from such and such Kent, in Kent. You know, they don't really mention the town itself, but it is very close to London. Yes, so that is awesome. Look at that. We just don't have towns like this. Obviously.
the runner-up spot to Canterbury. Now, there are very few towns or cities in the UK that can rival Canterbury in terms of historic significance,
Yeah.
but in terms of sheer visuals, well, let's start with Canterbury Cathedral. Architecturally magnificent without a doubt, but whereas other cathedrals tend to be out in the open, this one is walled off and with a hefty entrance fee to boot.
Oh no.
Then again, there are plenty of other focal points around the city, such as the West Gate from the 14th century, the Great Gateway of St Augustine's Abbey, and the rather iconic Old Weaver's House, dated circa 1500, one of the most photographed buildings in Canterbury. You also
Really?
have sections of walkable city walls, but unlike its counterpart Archbishopric in York, The walls in Canterbury look out over a busy ring road. Am I nitpicking?
Oh,
Perhaps, but I'd argue that being
no.
awarded the number 2 spot
No way. Look at that thing just leaning. I think I got to add Canterbury to. List is so long. It's ridiculous. There's no way. That's so cool. Anybody know what? I'm gonna pause it right before he gives the name. I want y'all to see if you can guess what the number one place is.
in a county such as Kent is high praise indeed. But while I leave you to speculate for a moment on where the number 1 spot might go to, I should throw in an honourable mention to Broadstairs.
I've heard of
You might find
Broadstairs.
it odd that in a county with such a coastline as that of Kent, that no seaside towns have made it onto this list. So to avoid leaving you with the wrong impression, let me just say that
Oh
Kent has an
yeah.
absolute trove of beach destinations. The standout pick on the sheer visual front, for me, is Broadstairs. Charles Dickens spent many summers here and even penned a few of his works from this town, no doubt taking inspiration from the majestic sweeping coast. Number 1.
All right. Put in your guesses. Okay, here we go.
And I can reveal that the top spot goes to Canterbury's understated neighbour to the west, Faversham. Lying on the Roman road of Watling Street, the town shares a similarly deep history with Canterbury.
Never
While
heard
it
of
may
it.
not have a cathedral, it is home to St Mary of Charity Church, featuring a distinctive crown spire. And this is just one of well over 300 listed buildings in Faversham, clearly a town
Faversham.
that takes its heritage seriously. Then there's the marketplace, which appears not to have changed much in the last 400 years or so, and Standard Quay, once a bustling port, now lined with cafes and independent shops,
Oh,
whilst
that looks
remaining visually
awesome.
faithful to its past. Heck, even the road leading to the station has managed to escape the late Victorian expansionist aesthetic. So, the moral of the story here is next time you plan a city break, keep an eye out for the neighbouring towns, just in case. Thus concluding this list of my picks for the top 10 prettiest towns and cities in Kent. By all means, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you'd like to catch up with other counties covered in the series so far, check out the link on the screen now. Thanks for watching, and
Thank you, Alex. That last one, no. I don't think I've ever heard of it. Canterbury, for sure. I think Canterbury and maybe one other rings a bell, but definitely Canterbury for sure. I enjoyed this one. Again, sorry to pause so much. I just had a lot to say, I guess. Uh, and it's so close to London. It would be easy to go see Canterbury for sure. I don't mind paying the money and getting into the cathedral. I do not mind. I mean, how often am I going to be there? Plus, it helps with uh, operating costs or whatever they use the money for. But all in all, really good. Yeah, very interesting that he doesn't have a lot of the seaside locations on this list, but interesting. Uh, okay, who has history in this county? Hmm? Who's from Kent? I want to hear from all of you. Who goes to Kent? Maybe there's a few of you that just that vacation, that holiday, that take a time, to get out of the city or to get out of wherever you're at and go visit. Let me know. Let me know what he obviously can't fit everything into his video. Let me know other little facts and tidbits that he didn't mention. All the places, of course, like in every video, look wonderful. Um, but and oddly enough, a lot of these places really didn't look like the others, so that's cool. yeah, real mishmash of the different architectures together. Man, that one building looked like it was just going to fall over. Awesome. Hope everybody's happy, healthy, and safe. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. I'll see you in shorts, like literally and figuratively, over the next couple days. All unpacking or shorts. And hope you have a great day. Thanks, everyone. All right, take care. Bye.
Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark. And